If you've ever wrestled with lining a baking pan with parchment paper for fudge, then this video is for you. Trust me, I've been there. One Christmas, I made so many batches of fudge that I considered adding professional parchment paper wrestler to my resume. But by batch number 12, or was it 20, I figured out a foolproof way to line that pan without losing my cool or my fudge. Let me show you how to do it without the drama. Before we dive in, let's set the stage. Picture this: you're in your kitchen, the smell of chocolate wafting through the air, and you're feeling like a baking rock star. Then, disaster strikes. That parchment paper just won't cooperate. It's curling, slipping, and testing every ounce of your patience. Sound familiar? Well, those days are over. I'm about to share my tried and true tricks to tame that rebellious parchment paper and make your fudge making experience smooth and stress-free. Grab your tools and let's get started. First things first, grab a baking pan and some parchment paper sheets. Now I'm just going to say it. Parchment paper rolls are like unruly toddlers. They never stay where you want them to. That's why I swear by pre-cut parchment paper sheets. They're flat, they're predictable, and they don't try to roll away like they're training for a marathon. Let's talk about the pan. My go-to pan for fudge has sharp 90-degree corners. These straight edges are key for getting those perfect clean-cut squares of fudge that make you look like a professional, even if you're just making fudge in your pajamas. If your pan has angled walls, don't panic. I've got a completely different method for those pans, and I'll share that secret in another video. Oh, and by the way, I'm convinced there's only one pan that's truly perfect for fudge. I'll tell you all about it in my upcoming video about the best fudge pans. Stay tuned for that, you won't want to miss it. Lay the parchment paper over the pan like you're tucking it in for a nap. If you're using a pan with sharp corners, here's the game changer. Grab your scissors and snip little slits at each corner of the paper. It's like giving the paper a custom haircut so it fits perfectly. Goodbye, awkward bunching. Now for the fun part. Pressing the parchment paper into the pan. Gently fold the edges against the walls like you're wrapping a present for someone you actually like. Yes, you might have some paper sticking out over the edges, but that's no big deal. In fact, those flaps are your best friends when it's time to lift the fudge out. If they really bug you, give them a trim. But hey, life isn't perfect and neither is parchment paper. If you want your parchment paper to stay put and not slide around, here's a quick hack. Give the inside of your baking pan a light spritz of cooking oil before laying down the parchment paper. It's like giving the paper a sticky little hug to keep it in place. Got corners that won't behave? Use your fingers to crease the parchment paper along the edges of the pan before you press it in. It's like teaching the paper to stay, and yes, it listens better than my dog. Voila! Your pan is lined, and you're ready to pour in that luscious fudge mixture. No more sticky disasters, no more cleanup nightmares. And speaking of fudge, in my next video, I'll spill the beans, or should I say chocolate chips, on how to cut perfectly square pieces every single time. It's a game changer, trust me. Thanks for watching, and I hope this little trick saves you from parchment paper meltdowns. If you're feeling the fudge vibes, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. I've got plenty more tips to make your baking life easier. Until next time, happy baking, and may your fudge always be fabulous.